Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan, and this guy right here, this is Haldir Katz. He just likes to sit in my lap while we're doing the show. On this week's show, we will talk to people from all across the country for cool things we could do right here in New Mexico. A little later, we have Chiké Okonkwo from the TV series La Brea here to chat about what's going on in the brand new season.
Most of what you see on camera is what we filmed in.
All that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. You know, brace yourselves for a winter wonderland adventure in western Massachusetts. Today, we're diving into the snowy slopes and exploring why this region is a gem for both beginners and expert skiers. So, what are some of the top skiing spots or any must-see attractions beyond the slopes? Well, today we got Meghan Murphy, a lifestyle guru and, family fun advocate, who joins us now to answer some of those questions. Welcome back to the show, Meghan. How are you?
Yay, thanks for having me. I'm pretty great.
All right, so January is Learn to Ski and Snowboard Month. Why is Western Massachusetts the perfect place for beginner and seasoned snow professionals?
Well, first of all, it's super accessible. So you're an hour and a half out of Boston, 2.5 hours out of New York. It's really affordable. It's got diverse terrain, a very good après ski scene. And the key is it's really a good escape from the crowded slopes of some of those more famous snow destinations. It's a real hidden gem.
So what are some of the best slopes and snow resorts that they have in the area?
Okay, so you're going to want to check out the Berkshire East Mountain Resort. That's good for snowing, snowboarding, and skiing. You've got the Bosque Mountain Resort, which is in the Berkshires, and that is the oldest in the area. You've got the Catamount Mountain Resort, really diverse terrain, good for all levels. And then the Jiminy Peak Mountain Resort, which is very, very family friendly.
And what about some of the top attractions beyond the slopes?
So this is what's really cool about Western Massachusetts. It's the birthplace of basketball. So you've got the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. My boys are skiers, but they also love basketball. They're 10 and 11. This is a must stop at the Basketball Hall of Fame Museum. It's also the birthplace of Dr. Seuss. So you have the Amazing World of Dr. Seuss Museum, which brings his books to life. It's also the Eric Carle Museum. He illustrated the Very Hungry Caterpillar interactive museum with story time in a theater. It's also the birthplace of Yankee Candle. So you have Yankee Candle Village. You can shop candles, but you can also DIY. There's something called Waxworks where you can make your own Yankee candle. My 13-year-old daughter thought this was the coolest thing ever because you can even personalize your candle with a picture. So tons and tons to do outside of all of the snow sports.
All right. Isn't Penn Jillette also from Massachusetts? I think so. Something like that. I think she's from Greenfield.
That's a good question. I'm going to have to Google that.
All right. Meghan Murphy, where can we go for more information on any of this, my friend?
So you're going to go to explorewesternmass.com/learn to ski. So that's explorewesternmass.com/learn to ski. And you're going to see everything I talked about here, plus some really incredible deals. We got up to 10 inches in some places of fresh powder over the weekend, more snow coming. You got a holiday weekend coming up in January and February. This is the time to explore Western Mass.
Meghan Murphy, where can we follow you on social media then?
I am at Meghan B. Murphy, Meghan B. Murphy.
Thanks for joining me this morning, Meghan.
Thanks for having me.
In a remarkable leap in medical technology, the latest advancements in cardiac care are now smaller than ever. Yet their impact is immense. Today, we're delving into the world of micro pacemakers, revolutionary devices redefining heart health. And joining us today is Mikayla Davis, a courageous heart disease survivor, and Dr. Rob Kowal, a renowned cardiac electrophysiologist. They're here to kind of let us know how these pacemakers work and their significant role in treating heart rhythm issues. Welcome to the show, Mikayla and Dr. Kowal.
Hi there, how are you?
Dr. Kowal, what is a pacemaker? Let's get to the basics. And what are some of the signs that someone may actually need one?
So simply put, a pacemaker is a device that sits in the body and monitors the heart rate. And if your heart rate is normal, let's say 60 to 70 at rest and higher with exercise, it does absolutely nothing. But if it's getting too slow, it can stimulate or pace the heart to restore the normal heart rate that your body needs. And this is important because if your heart rate gets too slow, you can have a range of symptoms from mild, like some fatigue, all the way to really significant, like passing out, where, for example, if you're driving a car or you're active, you can really hurt not only yourself, but someone else.
So, Mikayla, when did you learn that you needed a pacemaker? And how did you go about finding the treatment that you needed?
Yeah, it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I learned that I needed a pacemaker, but it took a really long time to get to that point. So I started having heart symptoms in high school, palpitations and dizziness and things like that. And that really went on for many, many years. And it wasn't until my heart stopped for 8 seconds and I had a complete heart block that I learned a pacemaker was going to be the next stop for me in terms of treatment.
And given your experience, what would you like others to know about experience that might be experiencing rhythm issues or someone that might need a pacemaker? What would they need to know?
Yeah, I think it's important to listen to your body. So as Dr. Kowal mentioned, there's some symptoms that might be indicative of a need for a pacemaker. I think sometimes we ignore those symptoms or we brush them off as stress or other things that might be happening in our lives. But particularly for women, just be a good advocate for your health, monitor those symptoms, and really find out what the options are for you and keep pressing until you feel like you've got answers.
And Dr. Kowal, can you tell us about this world's smallest pacemaker and how are these devices new or different than some of the previous versions?
Yeah, so to put it in perspective, the original pacemakers had a generator that housed the battery and circuitry the size of a hockey puck, which would sit under the skin in the chest wall with wires, what we call leads, that go through the blood vessels to send those signals to the heart. Now that traditional type of pacemaker is the size of a Oreo cookie. And what we were able to do with battery technology and circuitry technology is shrink that another tenfold to the size of a vitamin tablet. So you didn't have to have something sitting in the chest wall with these wires. You could eliminate all of that and just place it directly into the heart. And that has a lot of advantages for people.
And speaking of battery, my phone dies pretty quickly. How long do these guys last?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. We recharge our phones and all our, earpieces and stuff, multiple times a day even sometimes. But these devices last on average about 16 to 17 years. So for, about 80% of the typical pacemaker patients, they only need one for their entire life.
All right, you two, where can we go for more information about pacemakers and heart rhythm problems?
Yeah, we have a good resource at medtronic.com/Micra, M-I-C-R-A. There you can learn about the benefits of pacing, but also learn about the risks as well. Like any medical therapy, it comes with the positives and some low-level chance of risks to occur. So you want to make sure, if you're getting a pacemaker, that you need one. And also, if you have symptoms that require it, you want to make sure you get it. Like Mikayla's story illustrates pretty nicely. So the key here is work with your doctor, figure out what those symptoms are caused by, and if you need a pacemaker, have a discussion to figure out what's the best thing for you.
Mikayla, Dr. Kowal, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank
you.
Thanks for having us.
Back for its third and final season, Brea follows the Harris family as they've fallen into a sinkhole at the Brea tar pits that pretty much has them lost in a land 10,000 years BC. So will the Harris family return home, or will life continue to be the pits? All right, today we have Chiké Okonkwo here to get us caught up with season 2, and hopefully we'll get some spoilers of season 3. Welcome to the show, Chiké. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me.
All right, Chiké, can you share with us your journey in bringing the character Dr. Ty Coleman to life? How have you evolved along with him over the seasons?
The great thing for me as an actor for this job was that when we find Ty at the beginning of season 1, he's at the lowest point in his life. He has lost his purpose. He's lost all sense of desire to be living. And so along the journey, like you say, fall into this sinkhole, and you think life would be the pits then, but actually it starts to get better for Ty. He starts to evolve and find a purpose, and he finds love. So there's plenty of things that have been happening for him over seasons 1 and 2. But season 3 for Ty, I can spill this, is really about wanting to make sure his friends, his new friends in this new world are okay. And he wants to make sure that they can all be together as a family, the Harris family, but also that the rest of the guys can get back to Los Angeles. So that's really the thrust of season 3, trying to make sure that everyone can get home.
Looking back at filming Brea, do you have any other favorite or memorable moments on set that you could share with us?
We filmed this show from beginning to end in Australia. So to get to travel with work, especially when we started during the pandemic, was just such a blessing. And it's been a real adventure, genuinely. Like most of what you see on camera is what we filmed in. You know, we're out in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere in Australia, and all the creatures and critters that come along with that. But it's genuinely a joyful part of the job to be able to see the world in the way that we have on this show. And I know the viewers have really enjoyed that as well, that aspect, because it's not just, you know, a studio or a location that we might be familiar with. It's 10,000 BC, and how we've brought that to life has been a really exciting part of the show.
All right, you're not just an actor, but you're also an activist, an advocate. How do you balance these roles, and do they influence each other in any way?
I grew up really telling stories. That was the main thing, and activism is just that. It's being a storyteller. It's sharing parts of life and humanity with people who might not necessarily be, you know, fully aware of those parts of life. And so there's genuinely an overlap and a crossover with all the work that I do. It comes down to when I was 10, 11 years old, just wanting to tell a story and wanting to be part of telling stories in great teams. And I've certainly had that with Brea. We've had such a great, incredible team of people, from David Applebaum, the show's creator, through all the cast and then the crew down in Australia. It's just nice to be able to tell a story like this, a massive one, with such an incredible, committed group of people. So, yeah, that's honestly the joy of life for me, is to be able to speak with people like you, to be able to tell stories like we're telling, and hope that they connect with an audience.
All right, so as La Brea comes to a close, what's next for you? Are there any new projects or roles that you're excited about?
I'm excited just to be back out there in the world, and you know, we've been doing this show for such a long time. We had, you know, COVID and a strike thrown in as well, so it's nice to be coming into 2024 with sort of open landscape. I've got a few things on the burners, so hopefully some of those get to screen sooner than later.
All right, check out La Brea's third and final season Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on NBC, and it's available to stream the next day on Peacock. Thanks for joining me, Chiké.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
CES, or the Consumer Electronics Show, is the biggest tech event of the year, where attendees can expect to find new releases and the latest high-tech innovations. And, you know, joining us now with a sneak peek from the CES floor in Las Vegas is tech expert Stephanie Humphrey. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, so we got to ask, what are people excited about at CES this year?
Well, CES has always been the proving ground for breakthrough technology and global innovators, and this year is no different. I'm working with some awesome brands to share the latest and the greatest, and one trend I'm seeing are tools that can help maximize our time and make our day-to-day tasks a bit more convenient, and for me, that means cleaning. And making its debut this year right here at CES, the S8 Max V Ultra from Roborock is redefining how we clean our homes. The deep cleaning capabilities and self-maintenance features make cleaning more convenient than ever before. And with their corner-to-edge technology, which includes the flexi-arm side brush and edge mop, cleaning those hard-to-reach places has never been easier. And my favorite part, you can start your cleaning just by saying, "Hello, Rocky," and let the Roborock take care of the rest.
Excellent. All right. So online security, safety is always kind of a focus. Mm-hmm. So is there new technology that you are seeing that could help people and protect people that are online?
Absolutely, because everybody knows that the biggest trend in tech these days is artificial intelligence. And while businesses and companies are finding innovative ways to use AI, it's also an opportunity for scammers to find new ways to take advantage of people online too. And you've probably seen this, Dan, those videos with the too good to be true deal coming from a celebrity. A lot of those are scams created with AI. So just in time for CES, online protection experts McAfee have unveiled their new AI-powered deep fake audio detection technology to help people differentiate between real and fake content. It's known as Project Mockingbird, and this technology will be a reliable resource for consumers in the rise of all of that misleading AI-generated material. Project Mockingbird is on its way, and McAfee is working to integrate it as part of McAfee Plus, so we're keeping an eye out for that this year.
Oh, cool. So keeping an eye on the AI deepfakes. That's really cool. Are there any new technologies or toys that are like geared towards some of the kids this year?
Yeah, finding the perfect tech gadget for kids can be a little tough because, on the one hand, you want to find something that can help them learn and develop, but we also don't want to encourage too much screen time. So that balance can be a challenge. Tonys are an awesome screen free educational toy option for kids. And just in time for the new year, there are 3 new Tonys that can help your kid develop healthy habits like yoga, mindfulness, and potty training. You pop any one of the Tonys on top of the Tony box, and they play a variety of stories, songs, and lessons that can really develop children's emotional intelligence with age-appropriate tech. This one is perfect for any parent that wants to embrace the technology but doesn't want their kids staring at screens all day.
Oh, that's cool. What about any augmented and virtual reality gadgets? I know they're trying to make them smaller, a little more efficient. What's the latest this year?
Absolutely. Yeah, AR and VR gadgets are another one of the hot trends at CES this year. And the technology has really come a long way. The X-Real Air 2 Pro AR glasses are a great option for gaming, watching movies and TV, working at a desk, or just incorporating augmented reality apps into your day-to-day life. They turn nearly any device into a 130-inch virtual big screen that only you can see through the glasses. And because they look like normal sunglasses, they fit right in your pocket and they blend seamlessly into your day. This really is the next generation of wearable tech and spatial computing that we're seeing, and it is super, super cool.
Hey, it beats having those giant things on your face, so I'm down with that.
Right?
All right, Stephanie, where can we go for more information and maybe even follow you on social media?
Absolutely. For more info on everything I talked about, you can check out stephaniehumphrey.com or just follow me on Instagram at TechLifeSteph.
Stephanie Humphrey, thanks for joining me once again, my friend.
Thanks so much for having me, Dan. Take care.
You know, imagine a world where your car does more than just take you places. What if it could actually power your home? So today we're exploring the future of electric vehicles, and this time we got James Bell, head of corporate communications over at Kia America. He's live from the Consumer Electronics Show. You know, James brings a wealth of knowledge from his extensive experience in the automotive industry, offering insights in the latest vehicle technology and its unexpected capabilities. All right, so let's find out about this vehicle to home charging and discover how the cars of tomorrow are reshaping our daily lives. Welcome to the show, James. How are you, bud?
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you. Getting to still play with cars. It's a good morning.
You're at the CES. I've been dying to go there for many, many years. And Kia, you're stepping up with the electronic cars. I'm a big Kia fan. I've had one for many, many years. I haven't got an electric Kia yet, but I will. And I know I will. So, why did Kia decide to build a house at its CES display, I heard?
Yeah, so we're actually in the parking lot outside of the hall. And what we wanted to do was, as you mentioned, Kia has made a huge stride in the electrification space. In fact, the vehicle over my shoulder here, the EV9, just last week won North American Utility of the Year. So yeah, we're killing it in the electrified space. What we wanted to show, though, was not just the future for people who are considering going electric in their next car, sounds like you're going to do, but more importantly, how that car and your home and your utility company are all actually going to all come together ultimately to save you money and be as efficient as possible. So we're partnering with a company called Wallbox. They essentially have a special charging unit system. So you'll have it in your home. You'll come home at night, you'll plug your car in. It will then speak to the charging unit, which will then in turn speak to, as I said, to the utility company. So let's say there's a power out overnight or a storm comes in and power is reduced. It will automatically switch and start to take power from your car. And by the way, pay you for that. So that's good. Take power from the car, put it back into the grid to run the entire network, and also running your own home. So keep your own lights on, keep your own refrigerator cold, things like that. And then when the issue goes away, the power will then return back to your car at a lower rate when it's most efficient. So again, it's the idea of not just powering and getting yourself around town electrically, but actually having the car and your home kind of work together to be as efficient as possible. So it's kind of the next frontier, and that's why we're at CES.
Hey, I got myself an electric vehicle. I just got a used one. I don't want to say what model or brand or whatever it is.
No, it's fine.
And I'm looking into probably upgrading to something that I can last a little longer. The colder months, it's not the power or the level of power that thing, those batteries are holding, isn't as much as I was expecting. And I'm hearing that Kia's outlasting some of the other competitors, actually.
Well, I will say that our electric vehicles, you can do what's called precondition the battery to minimize that impact of that cold weather. So yeah, we're always thinking at least 2 or 3 steps ahead.
All right, man. I was just going to, all my other questions, it's like, can a car really power a house? And what situations? You already covered all that. Is there anything else that I'm missing from Kia?
Listen, if I get to talk about cars, it's a good day. I think what you're going to see from us in the very near future, especially in electrification, is going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be really affordable and a lot of fun.
James Bell, you are the man. Thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information? Or if there's anything else that I'm missing out on, just let me know right now.
Absolutely simple. Just please go to kia.com. And in fact, later today, there's going to be a whole bunch of cool stuff from our activities here at CES. So please check it out.
James Bell, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Every year, the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, invades Las Vegas and becomes the epicenter of the coolest advancements in tech innovation. Much like Ariel's dream, there are gadgets and gizmos aplenty. CES is where the greatest in technology comes together, along with some of the biggest tech enthusiasts, personals, and professionals alike. In other words, who's it's and what's it's galore. So here to talk about the latest innovations in smart home technology, we got Andrea Smith. Welcome to the show, Andrea. How are ya?
I'm doing great. Am I a who's it or a what's it?
All of the above. It's at least you're not a dingle hopper. That's where we're at.
Okay.
All right, so you're at CES. I want to go there. You got to tell me what you're seeing this year.
You have got to come here. So this is my 17th CES, and every year the technology just blows me away. It's like the Super Bowl for me. This year, the big trend, of course, is artificial intelligence, AI in everything from kitchen appliances to your car to digital health products. I have seen the TVs. The big brands are showing off the latest high-definition televisions with a focus on larger screen sizes, smarter operating system, and of course, my favorite space in technology, innovations in the smart home.
So are there any exciting trends that you've seen in that smart home area?
Yeah, cleaning, floor cleaning, making your life easier. So this is what's so cool. You know, there's smart lighting, there's smart home security. Companies are making cleaning even smarter. Tinco makes innovative cleaning products. They're in over 12 million households in the U.S. They're making the dreaded cleaning chore easier and more efficient. Here at the show, they've got the Pure One Station, a lightweight cordless vacuum that's smart enough to detect the amount of dirt you've got and then automatically adjust the suction level. Even better, it docks in a self-cleaning station. So after it cleans the floors, the station cleans and empties the vacuum from brush to dustbin. And then for every kind of mess you've got going on at home, the Floor One Switch 7 is both a cordless vacuum and a floor washer, and a shared battery that can easily swap between the two, saving you time, money, and space.
So what do we expect from the future of the intelligent floor care, I guess?
Yeah, so it's so fascinating. What they're doing is basically multifunctionality. So you're going to see far fewer products, but those products are going to do even more. And I just think that that's a trend that I love.
All right. Where can we go for more information about this, and then maybe even follow you on social media?
You can head to tinco.com for more of all their latest innovations they've got at the show. And you can follow me on social media at Andrea Smith or Andrea Smith Tech.
Thanks for joining me this morning, Andrea.
Thank you so much. Get to the show.
I will. I got to. I can't wait. Today, we shine a light on a vital health issue that affects countless women worldwide. As we observe Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, we're discussing the critical role of prevention and early detection in combating cervical cancer. So joining us is Dr. Camilla Phillips, a board-certified OBGYN and advocate for women's health, and Mindy Hilton, a cervical cancer survivor whose courage and advocacy inspire women to take charge in their own health. Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Great.
Can you tell us about cervical cancer and the current rise in incidence rates?
Yes, I can do that. So cervical cancer is cancer of the cervix or the lower part of your uterus. We are seeing an increase in cervical cancer, especially in young women. It's a combination of access, but also noting that fewer women are coming in for their cervical cancer screening. So we're here today to talk about why we screen and how to get women back into the office for cervical cancer screening.
So how does this underscore the urgency and importance of like routine screenings?
Yeah, it underscores the importance because the hallmark is prevention, early detection, right? So our current screening guidelines recommend that every 3 years, women ages 21 to 29 come in for a pap test. Once you turn age 30, we recommend coming in every 5 years for what we call co-testing, and that's for HPV along with your pap test. So I'm not saying come in every 3 to 5 years. You should still be coming in annually for your well woman, and decisions about your pap test are made between you and your physician.
And Mindy, can you tell us your story as a cervical cancer survivor, and what are you doing to help empower women to get screened themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was 35 years old, I went in for my annual exam, my well woman checkup. And that visit, they did the PAP and HPV co-test. I didn't go because I was having any symptoms or any pain or anything like that. It was just my annual exam. So we did the testing. I went home thinking it was fine, as it usually was. And I got a call about a week later that I had some abnormal results. So I came in and we actually did a biopsy and found that I had cancerous cells. But because I went into my doctor and had that annual checkup, we caught it so early that we were able to go in and get the precancerous cells out. And I was still able to have children, and I had a daughter 1 year later because of that early detection. So I can't stress enough the importance of going into your doctor, going annually, and getting tested.
Well, thank you, too, for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and maybe if people are interested?
Yes. So I would like to direct people to hologic.com/wellwoman, Hologic, HOLOGIC, for well woman. So there you can get information about the pap test, HPV, and how to take best care of yourself.
Mindy, Dr. Phillips, thanks for joining me this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for tuning in and hanging out with both of us. If you want to be part of the show, all you got to do is email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, we're on Facebook and Instagram. Just look up New Mexico Rising TV. We're usually one of the first things that pop up. Or go to our website. That is newmexicorising.com. Until next week, that was New Mexico Rising.
Hey Dan, I'm here at Elysium Therapeutics right now. We're getting ready to do a Thai massage pretty soon. This is Ludo, my therapy dog. So I started this business in 2018. I am a licensed massage therapist. I graduated from UTMI. And my specialties are Thai table massage and Ashiatsu.
The CW has your ticket to see the biggest stars in TV and film. Chelsea Handler hosts the 29th Annual Critics' Choice Awards.
For the first time, Congress is more dysfunctional than Hollywood.
The party kicks off with an exclusive red carpet event.
Aren't we lucky, huh?
We are indeed.
Hi, Dad.
Thank you to all the critics for making me your choice.
Thank you.
Grab your front row seat live at the 29th Annual Critics' Choice Awards, Sunday, January 14th on the CW.